Well, I've been busy so far this year. I've taken lots of photos, I've made lots of videos, and I even started a new channel. I am going to review with you some of the highlights from this winter, but the best way to keep up on the day-to-day happenings of me and of my viewers is the SnapChick Facebook page. Just search for SnapChick on Facebook and you'll find me. So, I did a death match between the V1 and the D3100. I took some pictures with them and I compared specs and I just went through a lot of stuff. It was actually pretty fun. I did a bunch of photo shoots. I simulated the commercial style for one. I did a holiday shoot, and my most recent shoot was in the kitchen. I got dressed up like a good housewife and I baked some cupcakes. And then I ate the cupcakes like a bad housewife. Let's see what else. Oh, I went to Chicago right after Christmas. I did a photo shoot in my hotel room there and also a video for everybody. I also did a little rearranging of my bedroom. I switched around my workspace and my bedroom because really I needed a larger workspace and I didn't really need a big bedroom. So I switched it around and I'm loving it. I also did a photo shoot in my new bedroom, and I also asked Jack to edit a couple of the photos for me so I could use them on the banner of my site. As with most of my shoots, I provided samples to everybody on SnapChick.com, but my VIPs get a larger gallery of shots plus a video explaining the shoot. Here's a snippet from one of the explanatory videos that the VIPs get. Here's one of my strokes. I've got two of these. I've got the one with the reflector umbrella and one with the shoot through umbrella, and that one's over there. And that's where they've been the whole time. And what I'm doing here is I'm obviously in my kitchen. And working in your kitchen can be somewhat challenging for a number of reasons. One of the challenges is that all of the surfaces are kind of reflective and a little bit shiny. You know, my cabinets even have some sheen to them. So what I did with my lights was I set them kind of far back from me, and like with the reflector umbrella, I've got it pointed at the ceiling so that the light kind of bounces down off the ceiling and kind of hits everything from above. And then I have my shoot through umbrella over there, coming in, kind of doing the same thing, spreading out a whole bunch of light. Excuse me, I'm a little bit losing my voice for some reason. I don't know why, but that way I'm hoping not to have any. By having the light, come in kind of evenly spread, I'm kind of hoping to not get any really bad glares off of anything. We'll see how it goes. I answered a bunch of questions via my question of the day videos. I even did a couple of rapid fire question and answer sessions where I answered a bunch of questions all at once. I also worked with Hannah this month of StopBeingCrap.com. We did a two-part video together. Part 1 is on my channel and part 2 is on her channel. We talked about self-portraits. I also had Nicole Renee into the studio. She helped me out with the last of the Linco videos that I was making, and I helped her out with some portfolio shots. The videos, speaking of them, for Linco are all up on their YouTube channel now. You can search for Linco Shop on YouTube and find them. They're all lighting related videos, and the most recent ones were about using a point and shoot camera to obtain professional looking results in a studio, and also on how to set up a basic studio. I also had my friend Andy into the studio for a business portrait. I posted some of the footage from the shoot, and I talked to you about business portraits in general in another video. There's also a VIP version of the video where I get into specifics of the shoot. I also offered a few more 8x10s that I signed. I also actually have a few left on SnapChick.com, so you can head over there and click on Take Me Home if you're interested. Probably the most exciting thing I've done lately, though, is that I started a new channel. It's my vlog channel. I just basically make videos with my iPhone during my everyday life. It's not necessarily photography related. It's more, I don't know, SnapChick related. Here's a clip from one of them. Hi, I am out hiking right now. I'm actually with my friend Andy. Say hi, Andy. Hi. We're out hiking, obviously. Andy actually gave me a call because he's in town, and he wanted to get a new photo taken for his LinkedIn profile. So, of course, he calls me, and I, of course, couldn't just let him come into my studio and like take normal pictures. So I drug him out on a hike with me, and I set him up with the camera. I set him up with the D30-100 and the 18-200 lens, which I like that setup. Yeah, it means nothing to him. Andy, do you know what a DSLR is?
Digital something and another?
Yeah, it's a test because I told him what it meant earlier today. Anyway.
Wait, digital single lens something R. I don't remember.
So, anyway, I have them all set up, and I set him up on auto so that he can just take some pictures. And we'll see how it goes. It's already messed up.
It's on P.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
Well, we gotta go. I gotta go fix his camera, and we're gonna have a little hike, and then we're gonna go back to my studio, and we're actually gonna take some pictures. So we'll talk to you guys later. So another thing that I did this winter was get some new equipment, and it is just a little piece of equipment, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. So this is my D300S and my 17-255 lens, which nothing new there. But I've got my iPhone on the top of it. This is actually two pieces of equipment that I've combined here. There's an iPhone tripod mount, and then there's a hot shoe to tripod mount so that I can connect the two. This way, I can show you guys my point of view, like when I'm taking pictures. So you can see, I can just turn on the video camera on the iPhone, or, I can just look at it and I can talk to you guys. So I've actually used this a few times. One of them was when I was out hiking. I was able to, show you guys what I was doing, and I also did it in the studio. I showed you guys what I was doing, and I was able to talk through it, and it makes things nice and easy for me. So I'm really excited about this little piece of equipment. So I posted a challenge to the folks on Facebook. I asked people to take a day and set their cameras to JPEG Basic Small, or whatever their camera's lowest fidelity mode was, and crank the ISO up to like 1600. And then I told them to mount their lightest or least sharp lens, and even go with the most obsolete camera body they have. Then I wanted them to share photos with the rest of us on my Facebook page. People were all talking about the D4 and the merits of the mirrorless interchangeable lens cameras, and I just thought, forget it, forget the tech specs. Let's just take pictures. It was actually a lot of fun for me, and I hope for everybody else. I used my D80 and my 50mm f1.8D lens, and I set it up to shoot JPEG small and black and white with a yellow filter at ISO 1600. So here's a shot of mine. There were a bunch of really cool photos posted on the Facebook page. I personally have a pretty broad definition of good photography, but I thoroughly enjoyed the photos. I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but I really felt free just to take pictures. I didn't feel any pressure to take any super high quality, ultra sharp photos. I was just snapping pictures, and it was nice and kind of refreshing. So I think I'm going to do it again this Sunday, and maybe the first Sunday of every month. It'll be like a first Sunday thing. I'm thinking of, posting it on the first Sunday of every month, and, at least for a while until I get sick of it and think of something else. But I'm going to do it for now, and I think this time I'm going to use my old D70. Which camera will you use? Let's talk news. Well, the Nikon D4 was introduced at CES. I actually already did a short video on my first impressions of it, but let's chat just for a minute about it. It's got 16 megapixels. It can shoot at 10 frames per second with autofocus. It has new ergonomics, but it seems like improvements in its video capabilities are really the most important changes. It can actually shoot 1080p HD video, and it has the capability to autofocus during video. It is definitely a pricey item. Nikon actually currently has it at $6,000 for the body only on their website. Is it the right camera for you? If it is, you probably already know that it is. But if not, Nikon has a great way of bringing many of the great features and image quality down to the more affordable models. Next, Sigma is going to start producing lenses for the Micro Four Thirds cameras, and it looks like Tamron and Tokina are possibly going to as well, which really should be interesting. The mirrorless interchangeable lens market is definitely growing. In addition, Nikon is saying that they're going to be making improvements soon to their Nikon One system lenses. One other news item that I was particularly interested in has to do with copyright. I talked to you several months ago about a case between the pop star Rihanna and the photographer David LaChapelle. A scene from one of Rihanna's videos was found to infringe on a copyright of Mr. LaChapelle's because it looked significantly similar. I would say that I have pretty liberal views when it comes to copyrights and art. You know, everything I learned in my art history classes in college taught me that a lot of art, and if not most art, is about using old ideas and maybe putting a new spin on them. Anyway, even I had to say that her video was really like his photo. But there is actually a new case to talk about. This one involves two photos of London. Each photo shows some hallmark icons of London. There's a red double-decker bus on Westminster Bridge with Big Ben in the distance. The image is black and white except for the red bus, which is in red. So, while I think I kind of understand the Rihanna and David LaChapelle case, I'm more uncomfortable with this one. I feel like the subject or subjects, I guess, of the photo are pretty generic, right? I mean, there are a zillion photos of these buses and of Big Ben. So, is it the angle of the image? Is it that the bus is on the bridge? Or is it that selective color is used? And I don't know, what if I took a picture of something else London-y, like a red phone booth, and used selective color on that? Would that qualify as infringement on this photo? I don't know. I'm not saying that I have an opinion either way with this case because I'm really not sure, but I'm definitely uncomfortable. I am definitely, though, intrigued by the boundaries of copyright laws when it comes to art. What do you guys think? As for the upcoming weeks, I'm starting to work with Adorama a bit. You may have seen some deals that they've shared with me that I've been able to pass along to you. I'll keep posting those to my Facebook page when I get them. Also, I'm hoping and wishing to borrow equipment from them to do more videos. I'm particularly interested in getting some Canon camera bodies and lenses so that I can review them like I have with my own Nikon gear. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I will also be continuing to vlog. I have a photo shoot planned. I want to do some sort of implied nudity shoot with black and white, and I'm thinking kind of romantic-y. I'm not really sure yet, but that's kind of floating around in my head for my next shoot. I also do, however, have a Valentine's Day shoot planned. I'm thinking someone actually gave me an idea to shoot a date, like have a date in photos, and I'm really thinking that that would be really fun for Valentine's Day, so hopefully I'll be able to pull that off. I also have a couple of videos planned. One of them is a beginner question and answer video. That actually was another viewer's idea, was to have some questions specifically for beginners, just all in one place. So I think I'm going to do that soon. And I've been promising a video on exposure, and I just haven't been able to sit down and really write down all my thoughts on that. So I really need to get that done soon too. Of course, though, I'm always open to new suggestions on videos and shoots, anything that you'd like to see me do. Let me know. Post it on Facebook, post it on this video, send me an email to secrets@snapchick.com, whatever. I'd love to know what you'd like to see. However, in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled for this stuff. You can definitely find things on snapchick.com, but I notify you of absolutely everything that I'm doing in my world on my Facebook page. So, that's it, and I will talk to you guys next time.